Sorry, grab the camera. Anybody know what engine that is? I don't know if this was the easy part or the hard part. Still trying to figure that out. Anyway, yeah, that's that. Still got a bunch of work to do yet. Exhaust stud bolts. Or, excuse me, exhaust manifold bolts. I gotta swap out the trans mount. I got a new one. That's easy enough to do where it sets. Looks like I need some valve cover gaskets. It's the entire wiring harness on here. And this is a pre-Vortec, so there's no park neutral safety switch on here. It's still the old style, which is a plus. I like that. Looks like I'm missing some bell housing bolts, or bell housing shield bolts. I have to get that fixed. I gotta locate some bolts for the engine mounts, but that's easy enough to do while it's sitting in here. Board and a bottle jack. Alright, I got the manifolds cleaned up. The broken exhaust studs taken out. All brand new bolts. On this, I am using the 96 up centered white pipe gasket or collector gasket, whatever you want to call it. And as you can tell, it's got a metal ring all the way through it, and this is actually a semi-hard material instead of the old graphite garfoil garbage that came on the early trucks. Alright, so that's a little bit smaller diameter than what that is. So I'm going to take a die grinder and a burr bit, and I'll slowly and carefully open that up. Yeah, it doesn't have to go much. So, die grinder and a burr bit, that'll get that to open up. And get this to slide in. And then this is what I've got for new studs. Blue, so they should be Teflon coated. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up the inside of these, get them open up a little bit, and install. Alright, got the both the engine mount bolts in, white pipe on. I didn't have to take too much out with the die grinder on these. Pretty much all the carbon buildup, and then just a little bit more after that. Light tap with a hammer and it's in. So now I'm going to take all the bell housing bolts out, put anti-seize on them, put them back together. Same thing with the transfer case. Take all those out, put anti-seize on them. So you got to do the transmission mount yet. But I do believe this is all original with 250,000 miles on it. I mean, when was the last time you saw Delco spark plugs that were made in France? And I had to fight to get some of these out. I actually ended up breaking one off. But yeah, I'm going to continue on with that. I got to get the exhaust pipe put on yet, or tailpipe, and then I'm just going to straight pipe it for now because I haven't decided what muffler I want. So I got to get an O2 sensor, and I got to go through the wiring harness and figure some stuff out with that. Somewhere along the way it had an oopsie. But I'm either going to swap out this 5-blade with either a 7 or a 9-blade steel before I run it. But anyways, it's coming along. I got to start taking some stuff off the other chassis to swap over onto here, like the plow mount. There's a crossbar that runs underneath here, bolts into that hole, and then you have to drill an additional 1/2-inch hole in here. And right now it's a lot easier to do that without any sheet metal. So I got to get that taken care of. Oh, just a bunch of little stuff. little stuff right now. Getting drive shafts painted. I'm going to install those before the body goes on. It just makes everything a lot easier.